Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today I'm going to run you through this fun "Thanks for Lifting Me Up" greeting card. To make this greeting card, I used two Stampin' Up! Bundles. I have the Lift Me Up bundle, which includes Lift Me Up stamps and Up and Away Thinlits dies. When you buy those together, you save 10%. And I have also used the Sealed with Love bundle, which is the Sealed with Love stamp set and the Love Notes framelits dies. I did use this bundle for this little heart embellishment here. You could absolutely swap this out with some other heart embellishment or stamp that you have, but this is from the Brand New Occasions catalog, so I love to use new stuff as much as I can. I'm also using a couple of different Stampin' Up! Inks. I've got Early Espresso, Calypso Coral, and Pool Party. The consumable supplies that you need for this card are the card base is Bermuda Bay, and it's 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Then I have a piece of Designer Series paper here from Cupcakes and Carousels. I just love this beautiful pack of 6x6 paper, two-sided. I also have another piece of paper here, and you're not going to recognize it because it's the pieces for the balloon. Each of the little segments of the balloon cuts in a separate die so that you can make a multicolor balloon. What I did was I cut it from one piece of pattern paper and let the pattern show through. You'll need to start with a piece that's about 3x3 to cut the pieces for the balloon. I've got some very vanilla cardstock here. I've got one piece for the balloon that measures about 3x3.5, and then I have a layer for the card, and that layer is 2 5/8 by 4. It nests with this piece of Pool Party cardstock that's 2.5 by 3 7/8. I have a thin scrap of crumb cake cardstock for a sentiment that's 1/4 inch by 3 1/4. I die cut the little basket for the balloon here out of crumb cake too, so that it was nice and solid. That you'll need about a 1x1 piece for to die cut the basket. And then lastly, I've got a scrap of Calypso Coral cardstock, and that 1 inch by 1 inch. This one's about 1.5. Just a scrap for the heart is what you're looking for there. I have Bermuda Bay stitched ribbon. I love this 1/8 inch stitched ribbon. It's just so nice to tie. It's the perfect accent. And I have about 5.5 inches here to tie a little bow. I have some silver sequins from the metallic sequin mix, or you can pull them off of the sequin trim and use them that way too. So those are your consumable supplies. Let's get started. We'll do some stamping and die cutting. Okay, I'm going to start with my Stampin Pierce mat, and I'm going to protect the surface with a little piece of scratch paper because we're going to stamp some Pool Party cards or clouds on this layer, and we want those clouds to float along and off of the Pool Party card, and we don't want to get those clouds stamped on our little mat. So what we want is just a few of them. And we want them off, if you can see the right hand side here, because our balloon is going to sit up here in this section. I'm gonna get really crazy and put one down here. See how I like that? Okay. We'll set that aside. And then I've got Calypso Coral and the little heart image. We'll just stamp that right in the center. We're gonna die cut that one. And then lastly, Thanks for Lifting Me Up. Okay. I've got my Big Shot here, magnetic platform, and the cutting pad. I'm going to put my Calypso Coral piece, and we're going to cut that one out with the little heart-shaped die. And then this 3x3.5 piece of vanilla, we're going to cut with the detailed balloon die. I'm bringing in my little die brush here and just lifting this piece right up. I don't know how much die brushing we'll need to do. Look at that. There's a couple little pieces there. These just cut so clean. Look at how beautiful that is. And I'll brush the little pieces out of the die so that it cuts clean the next time. Love that die brush. Okay, back on the mat. Okay, so we've already die cut the little segments here that go on the back of the balloon. Let's get this card started, shall we? Okay, so now we have to decide which patterns we're going to use. I think I might try this cupcake pattern with my balloon. And the Peekaboo Peach pattern, it's going to be different than the other one, but I think that's what I'm going to go with. The other option is use the other side of the paper. It's got this kind of Ferris wheel pattern. Can put the balloon there and use this carousel horse pattern. Or we could use the peach. Isn't this fun? That's a problem with double-sided paper. Yeah, I think I'm going back to my first. Okay, instinct. All right, let's get started here. So we've got this other piece of vanilla, and let's get some snail adhesive. This has the smallest little border. I need some contrast so I can see it. Okay. And then let's get our little the pattern paper goes about 1/4 of an inch from the fold. It's off center. And then before we adhere this panel to the card, we're going to do all of our stapling. So hold off on any more adhesive. We'll get our little sentiment. I'm going to angle cut the end of the sentiment and add a little bit of adhesive. It's uphill. That's what I like about the snail, is it's forgiving enough that I can adjust. All right, we'll trim that off. Okay, so our card's starting to come together here. Don't want to throw away my little basket. Let's put together the balloon now. All right, so what I've been doing with this little filigree balloon to get the patterns behind it, I've been using a little bit of multi-purpose glue, and I just streak the little wider segments. Okay, so you're left with little, all different areas colored. Now I want the balloon to be all this Peekaboo Peach and So Saffron, so we're gluing to the back here. One segment at a time. And I love this little one segment at a time when you're making like ombre effect balloons or rainbow balloons. It's a lot of fun. Each of these dies is included in the Lift Me Up die set. One more little segment. And then the basket, it really is, it's not fussy at all. And you can cut all the dies at one time when you run it through the machine, so it goes pretty quickly. All right, let's see what our balloon looks like, shall we? Huh, kind of fun. All right, there's the two of them in comparison. All this paper is from the cupcakes and carousels. Isn't that cool? All right, let's get it embellished and adhered to our card. See how it turned out. All right, so I am going to put my balloon on with some dimensionals. My balloon's all sticky and I want the basket over the sentiment. And I definitely want it to overlap this panel. So now we got a little sticky there, gotta be careful, hold on. There, problem solved for a minute. Now this little heart embellishment that we made, let's get some dimensional adhesive on there. Cute. Now we have that 5.5 inches of stitched ribbon here, and what you want to do is make a loop. There's no twisting, you see, I'm just folding up, no twisting, nothing funky, just loop to make a little bunny ear. Hold it between your thumb and index finger. Go back around your index finger. Got another. Okay, so back around your index finger. All right, now you're going to fingertip to fingertip. Just push that through. You'll have 2 little loops. It makes an adorable petite bow. I just love this ribbon. We'll need a little glue dot. Another embellishment on our balloon. Look at how cute that's coming together. Lastly, I've got a couple of silver metallic sequins. And you can get those from the sequin mix, or you can pull them off of the sequin trim. And I'm going to add some dabs of multi-purpose glue to put those in. So our sequins are on our panel. I've got a little handheld stapler, and just for fun, I'm going to staple through each one. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, last step here, we need a little bit of adhesive on the back of this panel. Snail is fine. And this one little dimensional here that we covered up, we can expose that adhesive again. Bring it in and place it. And there are our cards. Thanks for lifting me up. Okay, did you know that I'm in the Chicagoland area? If you're in the Chicago area and you like paper crafting classes, I run one the second Monday of every month in person in home. Soon, I'll have classes available online also. For my class schedule and anything else Stampin' Up, visit me at kitchentablestamper.com. If you've got any questions about these cards, email me, marissa@kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.